What are you doing, kitty? Oh, that Louie's probably last day for it. The fishies are underneath there, under the lily pads. So good concert memories from the other night. That was cool. And thanks for sharing, you guys. It's good times. Oh, as I'm playing Foghat and Jay Giles and James Gang from the 80s. Oh yeah, and my best concerts I don't have the tickets for, unfortunately. Like, you know, Hendrix and Altamont. There was no tickets for Altamont. And actually, the only ones I have tickets for are from the 80s on, because in the 70s, we didn't pay. We snuck into concerts and stuff. We never paid in the 70s to go to a concert. Music was, you know, free love, free music, free concerts. In fact, they used to have free concerts in the park, in Golden Gate Park. On what, Sundays? Concert in the Park series. That all changed. People get greedy, you know. Oh, we could charge you money. Oh my God. Yeah, it's ugly these days. When I went to see Heart over at Hilton Waikoloa with my friend Martha and her toddler, not even a toddler, her infant in a stroller, Alessa. I think he's either one. And I had Sardonyx with me, Jasper's dad, and this big old local guy, security lieutenant, white shirt, everything, comes over to me and says, "You can't bring that dog in here." I go, "Yeah, this dog goes everywhere. He's a service dog." He goes, "I don't care what he is. He's not coming in here." I go, "Yeah, I think he will, or Mr. Hilton's going to have a problem." And I says, "You can call your manager, because you're a security company. You ain't managing this hotel. So you can call the hotel manager. I'll wait right here." And so he calls the manager, and the manager comes out, and it's an African woman, literally, with a British accent. And I explained to her, and she immediately starts apologizing because she knows the ADA law. She's a manager for Hilton. But the security guy, local security company that they hire out, he ain't got a clue about anything. You don't need an education to be a security guard. And so, yeah, Jasper, you can't walk in front of the camera, huh? No photo bomb. You too, huh, kitty? But I'll give you guys one here. Here you go. Here you go. Photo bomb, Jasper and kitty. Rubbing on a thing. Don't knock over my cocoa. And so, that guy was relegated to... Next time I went over there for a concert, I forget who it was, probably Journey without Steve, and that guy was guarding the perimeter in the back, where the berm is, next to the parking lot. He was no longer a lieutenant, and yeah, because my service dogs like concerts. Jasper's been to several concerts in the Palace Theater. And, yeah. So Jeff Bezos is going to rule the world with his Amazon garbage. He's almost going to be worth as much as the Waltons here pretty soon. He's like 150 billion and they're 152 billion, so he's almost as wealthy as the whole Walton family. He's gonna, you know, he may start the universal income, which means they're just going to be placating the peasants like, you know, Marie Antoinette days, let them eat cake. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, I know you guys can't all escape to Hawaii, but hey, I imagine there are good places in the hills of northern New Mexico. Um, I can't think of any though, because they are in New Mexico. And, you know, New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas, because you border Mexico, you know, there is a border patrol that can feel they can stop you, and you're not even near the border, but you're in the state. It's just like, hello, you know. California, not so much, because everybody in California is litigious, so you know they assume that you know more of your rights. But in Arizona, New Mexico, they have you know, a big bunch of racism with Native Americans and tribes in that areas there, and Mexicans are brown skin also, and they're, you know, hello, Mexican Indians have been up and through the border before there was a border, so it's a very ugly racial thing. In Hawaii, it's not. We don't have. I mean, there are more races in Hawaii intermixed. So many kids are like 5 different. You know, like my Hanai son was Okinawan, Korean, Hawaiian, Samoan, and his mom. That was on his dad's side, and his mom is. Middle European, her family, you know, a couple, 3 generations back from Slovenia. So he's half white boy. He looks like Keanu Reeves kind of thing when he was young. Good looking boy. Oh yeah, I was a stepdad. It was not fun. I don't like being a stepdad. That's why, especially at my age, I don't deal with no kids. Grandkids are kids also. So I'm glad my kid didn't have no grandkids, because really, I don't want to entertain kids. I like kids, but just not in my house. I mean, not overnight. I mean, you know, they can come visit and go with their parents, and they'll stay. One child is more work than a pack of dames. Oh, yeah, well, except for you, crybaby. You can come out here and sit down, Jasper. Look at all these flying raisins you can get. I'm glad all these flies around here are more interested what's on the floor than on me, because there's nothing on me, but they seem to love walking on the tile. So yeah, when I watch RT in the morning, like at 6 o'clock here, it's 7 p.m. in Russia, so you see everything that's happened today in Europe, Middle East, and New York. By the time you wake up, you know, it's already, what, noon in New York City. So, come here, Jasper, come on over here. Come on. Come on. Right here. Come on. We're watching the... Don't sit on my lap, you nuthead. And yeah, Jasper, see, in the living room, my lazy boy... Sit down, Jasper. Jasper stands between me, and he'll put his 2 legs up on either side of me and throw his chest in my lap. So he's like in my face. Come here, sit down. Come on. You know the routine. just because you can't get on the camera. I put the camera over by the pond, so because it's down below the water line, we have to put the angle on it so we can watch it close. So my recliner rocker, I think I may have told you, is on wheels, because most living room furniture is on wheels, so you can roll it out of the way so you can, you know, sweep them up and all that. Except the couch and love seat are rattan, so they're light. You can just toss them out of the way. But, you know, grandma's coffee table is on rollers, and, well, there's really nothing else in there anymore because I brought the table out here. And, like, I don't have a dining room set up anything because I sit on my lazy boy in front of the big screen doing computer stuff, because my big screen is my computer screen. Go, Jasper, come on, move. Unbelievable. He's getting jealous. I'm talking to you guys and not to him, but he gets all day long. So my lazy boy, I told you, I went to replace it, and they didn't have anything as good quality-wise, because, you know, I went to the furniture store, flipped it upside down, and saw that the works were lighter weight, cheaper metal, not solid pieces, but tube, you know. And the guy's going, yeah, it's lighter. Well, lighter's not good. That means it'll break sooner. And it had a swivel on it, which is going to lose ball bearings because it's not even a heavy-duty Lazy Susan swivel kind of thing. So, I mean, it's good to look at the upside-down side of furniture to see how it's built. And they're nothing but cardboard stapled over a frame and then foam and material stapled over the cardboard. It's amazing how cheap they're made, and how the profit margin on contemporary furniture, upholstered furniture, is just whacked. And so, since, you know, mine, the leather was all worn off, I threw another hide on it, wore that off. I mean, it's over 10 years old. Most people throw them away. You see them on Craigslist every day. I should start picking them up and doing to them what I did to mine. I made my rocker into a steampunk chair, stripped all the leather off of it, covered the wood frame with different colors, exotic woods, and cast iron gears and wheels and things from Treadle sewing machine. It's got a New South Wales Railroad luggage rack hanging on one side. That's for the keyboard. The mouse pad is screwed on the other side. Has a little Persian carpet for my mouse pad. And I have all these pencil holders and boxes and things screwed to it, around it, so I don't have to, you know, get up and get down, get up and get down too many times. You know, I got hooks and things for, like, I got glasses hanging on there, and my fingernail clippers, and, you know, pencils and pens, and a headlamp, and I'll take pictures of it in the future. I think I have pictures of me making it, so I'll do a video of that. Remind me. You guys got to remind me. What time is it now? How long we been on that little flower? 14 minutes. So, here's my other Sony camera, and you can see, you can't even see the screen when it's on. It can take pictures, though. I mean, it actually does work, because I took pictures of the camera I'm shooting with right now. But you can't see them on the screen, so it's just about, it's called a steady shot, and that's pretty much what you got to do, is point and be a steady shot. But it still works. It's just that you really can't see what you're looking at. What a shame. And that was a replacement camera from Sony. The other one before it died, so they couldn't fix it, and they gave me that replacement, which was a refurbished one. And then I have my original one, the silver one that went to Burning Man, and it still works, but you can't see on the screen either. Also, my computer screen is toast. You can't see anything on my laptop computer screen. That's why HDMI feeds to my 60-inch, and that way I can keep using it even though it has no screen on the laptop. I'll wear the puppy out before I get another one. Hey, kitty, what are you doing over there? Wrestling with paper? Slow ride. So working on the town list. What are we going to do today? I was going to move the amplifier to this side to rock out the porch, but you know what? I couldn't do it when you guys are here. Could have done it for the bonfire, but then there's nothing else happening on this side. I'm not going to go out here and do weeding and stuff. We're going to be back in the shop because I got to do some shop. I might even do some cleanup today. Things I got to do in the shop. And when my mechanic comes over, he's got his own YouTube channel, Invisible Extremes. So I will film it and then give him a copy that he can put on his channel too. He's got a pretty good crowd actually that follows him. Mostly motorheads, because he goes and does barn finds and stuff cross country, and when he's back on the mainland and stuff. He's still young enough to go back and forth and back and forth. You know, you guys realize that it was like 12 times I came to Hawaii before it was the final time. You know, back and forth, checking out different islands, checking out different places on different islands, seeing how the same places evolve and change. Like, you wouldn't believe how Waikiki's changed over the years. But also other places like Lahaina before with the old seawall. And back in the days of the Blue Max when David Bowie was just like hanging out in Lahaina. And, hey! And I forgot about that. But yeah, Lahaina back in the day was awesome. Back when I was doing Lahaina leathers. And I was making stuff for Lahaina Scrimshaw Factory, the leather blanks for their Scrimshaw belt buckles. And selling deerskin bikinis on the beach. I can make $35 selling a deerskin halter top to a girl on the beach, just sitting there, getting a suntan, which I would be doing if I was just like hanging out anyway, but getting paid to get a suntan. I mean, that's, you know. And as you're sitting there making one, and your girlfriend's wearing one, and people are automatically come up and ask you, what are you making? What are you doing? Same on the Kona side when I was at Big Pines camping, and I might have told this story before. There was a local family that used the same point that I was camping at, and the young kid comes over. Well, he was in his 20s and says, you know, I'm not trying to run you off or anything, but our family uses this point on the weekends, and you know, there's like 14 kids, and they all got kids, and you know, they're not all going to show up, but the ones that do, you know, there's going to be some people here, and that's fine. And so they come over and they do the hunting the fish in the morning. Grandpa was out there on the rock with a net, you know, hunting fish, and then they had a big fish luau, and we, you know, they invited me over. I was doing postcards in calligraphy, you know, at my camp, and a couple of the keiki come over, and I ask them their names, and I do them their names, and they go back and show, you know, Big Sister, and Big Sister comes over, and then, you know, I do her name, and then, you know, next thing you know, Mama comes over, And then the guy who told me that, hey, always, then he comes over and invites me to, come on over, have some fish, some beer. And so I go over and I, party with him a little time, and then I go back, and then the grandpa comes over later, afterwards, Pauhana, and asks me if I can do that calligraphy in wood. Because he had one big giant koa log he wanted his family's name carved into. And I said, yeah, and I can do that. But I'm not, I wasn't going to be there that long. I was only there for probably, days, if not a week. I wasn't permanent, and I had no plans of, staying at that time. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to do it. But I have a carved log over my fireplace, Mango Acres, out of a mango log that used to hang in front of that the pyramid. I have pictures of it where it was on the tree. And then when it came down, I dried it out and carved it up and hung it. All curly mango, unbelievable. It was going to go over my driveway, but when I was finishing it and found that it was all curly mango, there was no way I was going to leave it outside in the weather. That log hanging over my fireplace could be sliced up like bread and made into umpteen jewelry boxes, gun stocks, knife handles, just all kinds of stuff. It's just awesome wood. I love the grain in these woods. The curly koa and the pictured mango. They got crazy curly mango too. Oh, here they come. Well, at least they aren't screaming jets dropping chemtrails. I watched Scott's update from the mainland. I guess he's on the plane coming back today. But the first part of it, he looks up in the sky. There's two jets flying parallel, dropping chemtrails. Because being raised in the Bay Area, San Mateo, California, which is right next to the bay, and the flight path into San Francisco Airport is over the bay into, San Francisco Airport. My little brother used to count the airplanes, and he could name the airplanes by the insignia on their tail. He was a crazy kid. Anyway, never, landing or taking off, were there ever chemtrails on jets flying over above. When I was a kid, you never saw clouds following a jet 8 times the length of the jet, minimum, if not all over. The ones that he looked up at, the tails were maybe half a dozen to 8 times the length of the jet. But jets don't have exhaust like that unless they're burning oil. I mean, they burn clean. It's just like unbelievable. So even in commercial jets, they have some commercial jets where their whole jet is, the seats are taken out and it's just tanks. But I guarantee you on these other commercial jets with seats, they have tanks also, and everybody's doing a little bit. They probably get subsidies from the National Weather Service to seed the clouds what they're trying to do is replenish the ozone, because the ozone's gone, and they're trying to block the sun. But the more they do that, they create a multiplying cascade effect that heats it up even faster. We're making our own incubator. But there's nothing going to be born out of it except the extinction of the human race. It's just how fast does the compound multiplier happen? Because there's at one point, Bezos and them are doing that, doing what they're doing. They're not sure if they'll be able to find a way out before it implodes. You know? That's why I always said, you know, flights to Mars. Trips to Mars. Fuck Mars. The Earth is more better than Mars. I don't want to go to no Mars. My God. What are you guys doing? What the hell? Come on. Alright, well, I'm going to have to stop this if you guys are, you know, getting antsy. It's only 7:15. Summertime hours, boy. Start earlier and go later. It was at 5:30 this morning. So I got the enchilada video coming up after the sheep house finish, which is loading right now. And then I'll do the wake and bake, because those two are short. And then I'll put up last night's talk. Oh, yo. So did you guys, now at the beginning of this video, what you can do is you can put your cursor on the slider at the beginning of the video, and you can slide it in fast motion and watch the lily close up a little bit. Come on, I gotta let the sheep go next door. Woo woo woo! Woo woo woo! Woo! Woo woo woo! Woo woo woo! Chris-a-Cola, you're so funny. I'll be back there soon. Get the horse and the goat. Say good morning. Yeah, I know. Alright, you guys. I guess that's it. I gotta cut it off. See you laters. Hooey ho.